Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear students, welcome to the online class of Government PN Girls High School Rajshahi. I hope all of you are safe and sound and staying home. At the same time, I also hope that you all are following the rules of health and hygiene. You all are welcome to the class. Here is my identity. This is Muhammad Kazimuddin Pramanik, Assistant Teacher English, Government PN Girls High School Rajshahi. Today, I would like to talk to you on one of the writing items of English first paper, and the item is, you please have a look at the slide. The item is completing story, and this discussion is for the students of class 9. It is also applicable for the students of class 10. You know that there are 5 writing items in English first paper, and 50 marks is allocated in writing part. Of these 50 marks, 10 marks is for completing story, and rest of the 40 marks are for other 4 items. But before going to have more discussion, I would like to make you well acquainted with the definition of a story. I think you have idea on the definition of a story, but to have more idea or a clear concept, I would like to ask you to have a look at the slide here. Here you see that a story is a form of composition. Actually, it is an interesting form of literary composition. This type of composition is written on the basis of ordinary aspects of life and experience. You please try to understand. A story is related to the happenings that happen in our life or that happen in our everyday life. Every day we face so many happenings or so many incidents, and all the happenings or incidents may be included into a story. A story gives interest and enjoyment to its reader. That is, when a reader reads a story, he or she gets interest and enjoyment also. It can interest the reader more than the other types of composition. That means, think of the items of both English first and second paper. You see that there are so many writing items in both these papers, that is both in English first and second papers. But of all these writing items, a story gives more interest. Is it clear, everybody? Okay. A story may be of different types, but here I have mentioned basically 2 types of stories: fiction and non-fiction. The stories which are included into fiction group may have fake idea or imaginary idea, or at the same time it may have fantasy. On the other hand, in non-fiction type of story, we see that the stories of non-fiction group have real expression, that is, it is related to the real life situation. It also has true information from real life. Another point is, a story of non-fiction may be of autobiography or related to biography also. It may also have folk tales. That is, in a non-fiction group of story, we may see folklore, fables, legends, parables, etc. And I think fables, the word fables is very much familiar to you. Fables are actually stories with moral lessons or teachings. Is it, everybody? But when you write a story, you should follow some rules and regulations. Here you please have a look at the slide. To write a good story, a student should observe some rules and regulations. That is, when you want to write a good story, you must follow some instructions or rules and regulations. And now I would like to discuss the rules and regulations one after another. You please look at the slide first. The first rule is there should be a title of the story. That is, when you write a story, you please select a title, or you may do the activity of selecting a title just after the finishing of your writing. But you please write the title at the very beginning of the story. Is it clear or not? Here I'd like to make you remember that, or here I would like to make you alert that in your question paper you will not be asked to give a title of your writing or of the story, but you must have to write the title of the story. Is it clear, everybody? I think it's clear. Whether in your question paper it is asked to write the title or not, you have to write the title. So you please do the activity of writing the title of your story. The next one is there should be a moral or a lesson in it. When you write a story, you should keep in mind that your writing should have a moral or a lesson. That is, through your writing, you should have something to teach the society or some information for the society, or you should have a teaching in your writing that may give positive idea or positive result to the society. So the story should have a moral or a lesson in it. You cannot write whatever you think. You must have to write the sentences, or you must have to write a story keeping in mind that it will be instructive for the society, or it must have an instruction, or must have a teaching for the society or for the readers. The next one is, you please look at the slide. One should start writing a story strictly maintaining the main plot. Try to understand here. A new word is used, main plot. Here plot doesn't mean conspiracy or to work against others. Rather, in literature we see there are two types of plots. One is main plot and another one is subplot. So I'd like to make it clear. Plot is where the readers find the story's main subject matter. That is, plot is the place, or plot is something where the main theme of the story will be written. And what is subplot? Subplot is a subsidiary idea or an additional idea or secondary plot also. And in your question paper you will be asked to complete a story writing at least 10 sentences, and while writing the 10 sentences you usually write so many subplots, but I would like to request you to avoid subplots, because subplots add complexity to the expression of the main plot or main idea of the story. Yes, you can write the subplots only when you see that all the sentences are related to the expression of the main plot. So you don't forget to write the sentences that will express an abstract idea or that will distract your idea, is it? So always keep in mind that you should start writing a story strictly maintaining the main plot. The next point is, or the next rule is, punctuation marks should be used properly. Try to understand. You know that in each and every sentence there is a punctuation mark, or there are so many punctuation marks. So while writing the sentences of your story, you please follow the rules and instructions of using punctuation marks. At the same time, capitalization should also be kept in your mind. Here the complexity arises when you write a story in direct speech or direct speech. You know that in the sentences of direct speech there are so many punctuation marks. So when you write the sentences, you please be careful regarding the uses of punctuation marks. You can write your story in both forms, either in direct speech or in indirect speech. Both these types are applicable and acceptable. Is it clear, everybody? So in which form you write, you just keep in mind that you are following the rules of using punctuation marks. The next rule is that the sentences of the stories must be according to its theme. That is, the theme that you are going to express through your story must be related to the sentences that you are writing. That is, the sentences that you are writing should not be or must not be incoherent. Try to understand. And the sentences should not be written disorderly. Is it clear or not? Incoherent. Do you know the meaning of incoherent? Incoherent is the opposite word of coherent. Coherent is an adjective word, you know. The noun of coherent is coherence. Coherence, C-O-H-E-R-E-N-C-E, coherence. Coherence means a logical arrangement. So incoherence means illogical arrangements. That is, the sentences that you will write in a story should have logical arrangement and they should not be written disorderly. Is it clear? So you should maintain the rule of writing the sentences maintaining coherence or maintaining order also. The last rule is, above all, the language of the story should be good, plain and simple. That means The language of expressing idea of your story should be good, and here you are encouraged to write the sentences in simple expression. Through simple expression, you should not create any complexity in your expression. Very often we forget that, or we think that the more the sentences will be complex, the more fruitful will be the story, but it's not true. You please write your story, or you please write the sentences of your story expressing simple expression or in simple sentences. And what you should not forget is that the writing of you must have grammatical correctness. So at the end of rule number 6, you see that the language of the story should be good, plain and simple, and should have grammatical correctness. That is, you cannot make mistakes of using grammar. That is, grammar is everywhere. In story, here it is again given emphasis or given more importance that your writing should have grammatical correctness. So here I have discussed 6 rules for you. These 6 rules are not made by me or fabricated by me, rather these rules are written in the book of NCTB or in a grammar book of NCTB, and the rules and regulations mentioned in the books of NCTB must be followed by the students. That's why to write a good story, you please follow all the rules that I have told here or that I have discussed here. And here is a homework for you, my dear students. You please try to do it by yourself, and while doing the homework, you please follow all the rules and regulations as I have mentioned here. Wishing your best luck and wishing your safe and sound life, I would like to conclude my class here. Thank you everybody. Thank you very much.